Where to begin? With water? Or with fire?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last week, we got the release of Cursed on Netflix, starring Katherine Langford. The pilot really doesn't tell us much. What we do know is that the series will take place in the same world as King Arthur, but during a time period just before his rise to power. And we also know that some magic will be involved. But other than that, the pilot doesn't give us much to go on. We're introduced to the Red Paladins, who look like they'll be the main villain of the series. They're some sort of pseudo-cult army that hate magical creatures because they're, quote, demons. Honestly, they really just sound like a bunch of religious, xenophobic zealots to me. We get to meet Merlin, who's a drunk stumbling around in a robe and his underwear. I don't quite know what to make of him just yet. We just didn't get to see much of him in the pilot, and the jury's still out on his character. And of course, in any kingdom, there's always different factions vying for power, and we get a sneak peek of a political battle that I'm sure we'll see more of. Most of the time is spent with our main character, Nimue, as she wallows in self-pity and hatred for being different. Although the only thing that seems to alienate her is herself. She's part of the Fae, an assortment of magical creatures, although we're never told exactly what she is. And there's a ritual in the beginning that's never explained to the audience and does nothing except select our main character to be something that we're never told exactly what that is either. Her use of her powers throughout the episode was messy and sporadic, but I'm guessing it'll become more clear as the story progresses. What we do know is that she has the potential to be very powerful, but so far the only uses of her powers are seemingly by accident, except when she can suddenly control them to scam old perverts at the tavern. That entire sequence of Nimue going to the town seemed like just an elaborate, roundabout way for our main characters to be introduced to Arthur, a character we only know 3 things about. He's a knight, he's a decent singer, and he's important to the show moving forward. But other than that, we don't learn anything else about this character in our story. I like Katherine Langford as our reluctant protagonist. She's placed in a role that honestly didn't give her much to work with in the pilot. Most of it felt like the basic disgruntled teen trope, and we only get to learn the very basics about her. There wasn't much personality to the performance, but maybe that was intentional to establish the character's starting point. However, I do have hope that she'll grow into Nimue as that character becomes fully fleshed out in the upcoming episodes. Most of this pilot episode moves pretty slow. We're introduced to characters and stay with them through mostly inconsequential scenes. But all of that changes during the final sequence, where our main character arrives back home to find her village being burned and her people slaughtered. She barely escapes, only to be given another adventure to go on. But more happens in these last 10 minutes to push the story forward than the first 40, and it's only these last few minutes of the pilot that make me want to continue watching. It's here where an inciting incident happens and the plot is actually set into motion. We don't know exactly what's happening, but we get the opportunity to learn alongside our protagonist. Because our real story started so late in the pilot episode, there's plenty left to be expanded upon in the next few episodes as our story really gets underway. And the final minute of this episode gives the audience a glimpse of what's to come. And if it's any true indication, it'll be a pretty fun show to watch. There were a few characters who just disappeared from the story, and I'm hoping the show makes time to circle back around to some of them. Not all of them got the chance to do much in the pilot, but I think they've still got some future storytelling potential. Some of the edits, transitions, and VFX definitely gave me a Zack Snyder 300 vibes, and after a quick search, that's because they were both created by the same guy, Frank Miller, and he's got a very distinctive style of storytelling that comes through in his work. It was a bit strange to see in a 2020 Netflix production, but upon further thought, it actually kind of matches the theme of the series. I'm just hoping they don't go too overboard with it. Honestly, this isn't the worst pilot out there. I think there's a lot that could have been improved upon, mostly surrounding the pace and how some information is delivered to the audience. And in my opinion, this pilot was really saved by the last 10 to 15 minutes. But all in all, it did its job and left me impatiently waiting for Netflix to load the next episode. Hopefully, the rest of the episodes can finish what the pilot started and really turn this into an amazing show. I know I'll keep watching to find out. What did you guys think about the pilot episode of Cursed? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're here. Have a great day, and don't forget to watch a great show. Bye.